Hello everyone. Welcome back to Jikook Diaries Chanel. The day began as usual at Nội Bài Airport, with the sound of suitcases rattling, announcements over the loudspeakers, and people rushing to the departure terminal. But the mood changed drastically at 10:43 a.m. local time. A different aura enveloped the air. The eyes of the airport staff suddenly became fixed, and mysterious whispers began to be heard. Because in the middle of the dense crowd, two figures who had only lived on screen, BTS Jimin and Jungkook, simply appeared among the passengers. They had just returned from a quiet but meaningful personal journey in the snowy mountains of Switzerland. But their arrival in Vietnam was not just a geographical move. It was an emotional transition from the quiet serenity of privacy to a warm, loving welcome in Southeast Asia. And the Vietnamese public? They greeted them not with the usual applause, but with tears, screams, and an uncontrollable longing. Their trip to Switzerland had been a mystery for a while. Fans could only guess from the little snippets that surfaced on social media: a shadow of a man in a white jacket in Zurich, a glimpse of feet running in St. Moritz, and finally a viral video showing the silhouettes of two men gazing at the Alps at sunset. For a week, Jimin and Jungkook had been off the radar of the paparazzi, choosing to immerse themselves in the serenity of nature. They visited hidden lakes, sampled handmade chocolate in remote villages, and reportedly even climbed a small peak known as a purgatory in Zermatt. For many, a vacation is just a break. But for them, it was an escape, a healing, and perhaps a private space to understand each other better. There was much speculation. Were they just two friends taking a break? Or was there more than friendship behind the laughter captured in the leaked short videos? Today they arrived, wearing casual jackets, black masks, and baseball caps. Jimin and Jungkook tried to keep their privacy. But there was no hiding their charm from the Vietnamese army, who had been waiting since dawn after the flight information was secretly spread among the fanbase community. Hysterical screams erupted as they stepped out of the arrival gate. Hundreds of cell phone cameras were raised, but neither of them seemed fazed. Instead, they smiled gently and sincerely, greeting with a warm wave. Jimin briefly put his hand on his chest, bowing slightly, his expression full of emotion. Jungkook? He waved his right hand while his left eye scanned the crowd, as if looking for familiar faces. A female fan was seen sobbing as she met Jimin's eyes. She was holding an old photo of BTS that was starting to get shabby, and even though her body was shaking from crying, her smile did not fade. The moment was recorded and immediately went viral on social media, showing how deep the love that the Vietnamese army felt for their two idols was. In the midst of the crowd, Jungkook's voice was heard softly but clearly. An airport staff who had approached leaked to the media that Jungkook had said in English, "Vietnam, we've missed you." The words echoed, touching the hearts of many, and emphasizing how their relationship with the Vietnamese army was not just that of an artist and a fan, but rather a cross-cultural family. Jimin, who has always been known as the most emotionally sensitive person, paused for a moment before heading to the black van that was waiting outside. He turned, looking at the crowd with teary eyes. Though he didn't speak, his expression said a lot. "We're here. We see you. And we thank you." Speculations arose like sparks on gasoline. Why Vietnam? Why now? Some K-pop industry observers said that this visit could be a sign of a special BTS project or a Jimin and Jungkook subunit in Southeast Asia. Vietnam has a huge army market, and their presence directly, without official announcement, raised big questions. Was this part of their travel documentary? Or could it be a surprise concert? Even local media began to investigate in depth. One prominent outlet in Hanoi reported a mysterious reservation at one of the five-star hotels where BTS had stayed for a concert several years ago. The hotel staff was even seen preparing a special VIP area. What made this day unforgettable was not just their presence, but the emotions they brought. From the cold Swiss mountains to the warm embrace of Vietnamese fans, Jimin and Jungkook had traveled more than just a map. They had gone through a process of reflection, healing, and strengthening their inner connection both between themselves and with their fans. There was a small moment caught on camera. Jungkook glanced at Jimin for a moment before getting into the car. The look was brief but deep, as if to say, "We're back together." together. And Jimin replied with a small nod, as if confirming the feeling. It didn't take long for social media to be flooded with videos, photos, and cries from fans. The hashtags #Jikook, #Jimin Jungkook Vietnam, and #Welcome to Vietnam immediately ranked first on X, formerly Twitter, trending globally. One 15-second clip showing Jimin bowing to fans even got more than 7 million views in 3 hours. Many commented, "No one can make me cry like this except Jikook," or "Thank God for sending them to my country." Whatever the reason for their visit to Vietnam, one thing is for sure. Jimin and Jungkook's presence is not just about celebrities stopping by a foreign country. It's about two people who missed the love of a place they visited. About two hearts that found a home in the arms of their fans. And for Vietnam, this day will go down in history. A day when two stars came down from the skies of Europe and landed peacefully at Hanoi Airport, bringing with them not just luggage and memories, but also affection that fame can't buy. A day that made the world pause, just to greet two names, Jimin and Jungkook. Jimin and Jungkook's arrival in Vietnam today was more than just an ordinary airport event. After a quiet vacation in Switzerland filled with privacy and reflection, the two landed in Southeast Asia with an aura that carried an extraordinary warmth. The emotional reactions of Vietnamese fans showed that their love for Jimin and Jungkook is not just because of fame, but because of the inner bond that has been formed over the years through music, struggles, and BTS's stories together. Small moments, a smile, a wave, or a meaningful look between Jimin and Jungkook speak volumes that are left unsaid. Fans caught the language of love in their body language, feeling the vibrations of sincerity from two figures who have given so much to the world. It's no wonder that today was an emotional explosion, not only for the Vietnamese army, but also for the international community watching on social media. Speculation about the reason for their arrival, whether it was a secret project, a documentary shoot, or even a surprise concert, added to the excitement and curiosity. But whatever the reason, their presence was a special gift in itself. Vietnam witnessed how two world stars never forget to give back to their loyal fans who love them, even in any corner of the world. And in the end, Jimin and Jungkook's journey from the Swiss mountains to Hanoi Airport depicts a beautiful story of a relationship that transcends distance and language. They came not only as artists, but as friends, healers, and symbols of hope for many. And today, Vietnam welcomes them with open arms and hearts full of love. And amidst the hustle and bustle of a world that often doesn't care, two hearts that understand each other finally land in a place that welcomes them with sincere love. Today is not just a story of meeting at the airport. It is a story of longing that is reciprocated, love that never fades, and a bond that cannot be explained in words. For armies in Vietnam and around the world, today is a witness that Jimin and Jungkook are not just stars on stage, but also humans who come to bring warmth, erase distance, and embrace the world with sincerity. Thank you for witnessing this beautiful moment with us. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so you don't miss every second of the story of love, friendship, and miracles born from Jikook Diaries. See you in the next story, and remember, behind every smile of Jimin and every look of Jungkook, there is always a story waiting for us to reveal together. Purple Heart.